Hi everybody, this is Katje and I welcome you to another video presentation on my YouTube channel. Tonight I'm wearing another outfit that I purchased in Portland, Oregon on my recent trip there. And this outfit I also bought at Buffalo Exchange, the used clothing store that I mentioned in my last video. So both the shirt, the t-shirt, and the skirt, the short skirt I bought there. My outfit tonight is sort of inspired by The Clash, combat rock, that sort of color scheme on that. So I'm wearing that, and I'm also have these high heel shoes on that I've worn before. So let me just body that for you a little bit. This is kind of a fun, casual outfit, just to go out and sort of like a kind of good street clothes to wear. So I like it very much. It's very comfortable. So this evening I wanted to talk about a couple of things related to health issues. So in particular, I would like to talk a little bit about my diet, the kinds of things that I eat, and also certain things that I avoid eating. I want to say a little bit about that, and then I also want to talk a little bit about the exercise routine that I try to follow each week. So let me start with diet. Now, when I was much younger, when I was a teenager in high school, I was basically able to eat anything I wanted to because, as many of you know, your metabolism is much higher when you're that age, and so you can get away with eating things that later it's not so easy to eat without putting on weight or otherwise damaging your health. So now I tend to avoid, in fact I completely avoid, any kind of red meat. I find it very difficult to digest. I don't think the animal proteins are good for your system, for your digestive system. In order to get protein, I usually eat seafood. I do like that, and I like to eat poultry. I'm not a vegan, although I know that some people have done that and that seems to work for them. But I do like to eat poultry and fish. So that's basically how I get protein. Another thing that I noticed recently is I used to eat a lot of more carbohydrates than I used to. A lot of breads and pastas and things like that. And sometimes in the middle of the day, for lunch, I would load up on carbohydrates, and I found that they made me get kind of sluggish and tired. So that now I've tended to eliminate a lot of those from my diet. It also helps to keep your weight down, but you also need protein. It seems to me, especially in the middle of the day when you're working often, it helps to have protein. So I might eat some tuna fish or something like that gives me a shot of protein without eating a lot of carbohydrates that tend to be very sluggish and to slow me down. So those are some of the things that I enjoy eating. I also tend to avoid a lot of dairy products, and I don't eat too many eggs because of the cholesterol. In terms of alcohol consumption, I try to drink mostly wine, although every now and then I do enjoy having a martini or some whiskey. But I find that red wine is probably better for you health-wise in the long run, and it's also enjoyable to learn a lot about different kinds of wines and to sharpen your palate. So those are the things that, some of the things about diet that I wanted to mention. Let's see, is there anything else I want to say? I also don't eat a lot of garlic, but that's because I don't eat any, in fact, because I'm allergic to it. But other than that, I eat just about anything apart from those foods that I just mentioned. Now, I want to talk a little bit about exercise. And I think especially as one gets older, it's important to develop a healthy exercise routine. So, oh, by the way, my shirt here says, feel good. So that's kind of the theme of tonight's video, is things that you can do to make you feel good. So what I want to do is to get into more of an exercise mode now and sort of strip down and talk a little bit about exercise. So I try to exercise on a regular basis, and I find that it helps to keep me in shape. It's also good for the cardiovascular system. but I also feel that I have more energy and more pep when I maintain a healthy exercise routine. So some of the things that I like to do, about 3 times a week, I have an old Nordic track which simulates alpine ski, sort of cross-country skiing. So I like to spend about between 15 and 20 minutes on that 3 times a week. I think that's very good for cardiovascular exercise. I also, in the summertime here in the desert, I enjoy swimming. So 3 or 4, sometimes even 5 times a week, I like to do about 20 laps or so in a small pool. I don't have an Olympic-sized pool. It's just kind of a kidney bean shaped pool, but I find that it's very invigorating to do that. It's a way to cool off, but it's probably the best exercise for the cardiovascular system. And unlike running, say, or even walking sometimes, but certainly running, it isn't as hard on the ankles and the joints. So while I used to run when I was younger, now I tend to focus more on swimming, or if it's too cold or too cool to swim, I like to do a lot of walking. So for example, in Portland, I did a lot of walking on in the streets, and I found that that was a really good way to burn off calories, but also to get the blood circulation moving. So these are just some of the things that I like to do. And tonight you can see, also to refer back to one of my earlier videos, I have a fairly nice tuck with these sort of girl shorts, undershorts, that are very comfortable. So those are some of the things that I do, both in terms of diet and in terms of exercise, to keep in shape. So I would recommend to you that you also work on those things. Do it for yourself, because you need to take care of yourself, and so that you'll be there not just for yourself but for your loved ones. So take care of yourself, try to eat well and exercise well. You don't have to follow all of the things that I do. I find that they work particularly well for me and for my body, but try to stick to a fairly healthy diet that's not too heavy in red meat and dairy products and fat, bad fat, trans fat, and also try to develop a regular exercise routine. And I think that then you'll find that that sort of meshes seamlessly with cross-dressing and maintaining your figure, or preserving your figure, or maybe developing one if you'd like to. These are some tools that you can use, and as you probably all know, there are some very helpful videos on YouTube that you can watch in connection with those various things I mentioned. So that's all I wanted to say tonight, and this is Katje, and I thank you for joining me. It's always nice to spend time with you in the evening, and I look forward to talking to you next time. So I wish everybody a safe and peaceful good night. Bye-bye.